Monte Carlo simulations are used to model the probability of different outcomes in a process that cannot easily be predicted due to the intervention of random variables. It is a technique used to understand the impact of risk and uncertainty in prediction and forecasting models. A Monte Carlo simulation can be used to tackle a range of problems in virtually every field such as finance, engineering, supply chain, and science. In this research paper of Monte Carlo simulations of many fermionic study by D. Kepperly and G. V. Chester, I'll try to explain how the Monte Carlo simulations of the fermionic bodies are done. The Metropolis Monte Carlo method is used to sample the square of an antisymmetric wave function that is of a fermion, and it is composed of a product of a Jastrow wave function and a number of Slater determinants which define its spin. We calculate variational energies for the helium atom and several models of neutron matter. The first order Wu-Feinberg expansion is shown always to underestimate the energy, sometimes even seriously. The phase diagram for the ground state Yukawa matter is determined, and there is also a class of Yukawa potential which do not lead to a crystal phase at any density. In the recent years, the Monte Carlo simulations of both systems have been done tremendously. The simplest of them, they all uses Metropolis method from classical statistical mechanics to sample a variational Jastrow wave function, and they find an upper bound to the ground state energy. Among the Bose systems that have been studied with this method are the hard sphere, the Yukawa, a crude model for neutron matter, and Lennard-Jones, a good model for helium atom. To our knowledge, there have been no equivalent simulations of Fermi systems with more than 4 particles. In this paper, it is shown how the usual Metropolis method can be applied to the sample, the square of an antisymmetric wave function, and how the physical properties of the system can be calculated. We will base our variational calculation on wave function of the form psi r equals psi j r d, where psi j is the Jastrow or product wave function and d is the product of Slater determinant of single particles wave function. The trial wave function is adjusted to minimize the variational energy given by the form, where the h is the Hamiltonian. By the variational principle, this energy is an upper bound to the ground state energy E0 of the Schrödinger equation. Other ground state energy properties are also computed. Their values are not stationary but are expected to be representative of the ground state if the trial wave function is good. Direct sampling of the n-particle probability yields a rigorous upper bound to the energy. All other methods ultimately involve an expansion, and only the lowest terms can be evaluated. In the paper, we are concerned with the homogeneous system of n identical particles in 3 dimensions with g spin states for each spatial state. The particles are placed in a cube with periodic boundary conditions in all 3 directions. We assume that in the ground state of the g spin states, they are all equally populated. We define the coordinates of the particle to be r and s, where s is the spin coordinate. We assume the wave function of the given form, where psi r is the single particle pseudo-potential and ur is the 2-particle pseudo-potential and ds is the determinant. We do not need to specify ur, psi r or psi, as nothing in the algorithms depend on the special properties except that they be readily computable. The method of sampling the wave function is identical to that used for classical ensembles. The only complication that arises is the evaluation of the determinants. Initially, coordinates are chosen for each particle. Typically, they are on the lattice or a result of a previous Monte Carlo calculation. The particles are then moved one by one to a new trial positions. Suppose particle 1 is being moved, then the new trial positions r new is given by r1 plus eta, where eta is a random vector uniformly distributed in a cube of side delta. Monte Carlo methods are a broad class of computational algorithms that rely on repeated random sampling to obtain the numerical result. One of the basic examples of getting started with a Monte Carlo algorithm is the estimation of the value of pi. The idea is to simulate random xy points in a 2D plane with the domain as a square of side 1 unit. Imagine a circle inside the same domain with the same diameter and inscribed into a square. We then calculate the ratio of number of points that lie inside the circle and total number of generated points. As the number of generated points increase, we get a better estimate of the value of pi. Here is a JavaScript program for the same. If the absolute value of the wave function at the new position is larger than at the old, the new coordinates are automatically accepted. This random walk is Markovian, and by usual argument the set of coordinates are generated by a sufficiently long calculations in an unbiased sample drawn from the probability distribution. Here is a JavaScript program for a random walk in the Markovian chain. Here we can change the parameters of the random walk. There is a better visualization of the random walk program. The probability distribution from which the unbiased sample is drawn is given by the following formula. The most effective way to handle this wave function is to calculate the inverse of the matrices D at the beginning of the random walk and update them as the particles are moved. The presence of nodes in the wave function will not affect the ergodicity of the random walk. The value of the step size delta is large enough so the walk can easily jump over the nodal surface. In fact, this is a process that observed to be happen frequently. For the energy estimation, the real utility of the inverse matrix D is in computing the average energy for a given trial wave function. Since the particles are identical, we need only consider the average energy of the first particle. E1 equals V1 plus 2T1 minus F1 square. Here, V1 is the average potential energy and F1 square is the mean square pseudo force. The average kinetic energy is the difference of two terms 2T and F square. There are several Green's relations which can be used to convert these averages to other forms. For example, it is easy to show that the kinetic energy is equal to the mean square pseudo force. T is equals to F square. This relation is usually used to eliminate the pseudo force in the energy formulation. However, there is a good reason not to use these transform formulas for the energy. The variance of the original form goes to 0 as the wave function approaches an eigenstate of the Hamiltonian. In a Bose calculation, it is convenient to eliminate the pseudo force from the energy. Then the energy is an integral over the radial distribution function gr. Hence only gr need to be calculated by the Monte Carlo simulation, and scaling can then be reduced the number of simulation needed to find the variational minima at different densities. The pseudo force cannot be conveniently eliminated with other methods, the determinantal wave function, and we need to find some other methods for quickly finding the variational minima. The additional computation needed to calculate the force is well worth the increased accuracy and reliability. For the energy minimization, we have used two methods to facilitate the search for the parameters of the wave function that give the minimum energy. The first method uses the technique of correlated sampling to find the effect of a small change of the variational parameters. The second method involves calculating the derivative of the wave function with respect to a parameter alpha. One begins with the configurations generated by the Monte Carlo random walk for the wave function psi j d mod square. Suppose we want to find the energy for a different Jastrow function psi j using these configurations. To do this, we use the equations derived above with the relationship among the kinetic energy and the pseudo-force to eliminate the pseudo-force. The expressions for the following potential energy and the energy from the Slater determinants are unchanged. For the second method that involves the calculation of derivative of the wave function with respect to a parameter alpha, if psi were the true ground state, then ER would be spatially constant, and then the estimate of dE by d alpha would have zero variance. Hence, for a good wave function, we expect this estimate of the derivative to be accurate. We should also take into consideration the computational compatibility of modern day. It is often stated that it is not computationally feasible to sample the square of a fully asymmetric wave function for a reasonably large number of particles of the order of 100. Indeed, a casual comparison of the storage and the operational requirement of a Fermi and a Bose simulation suggests that a fermion computation will be much more costly. Storing the inverse matrix will require an additional n square by g numbers. If a move is accepted, the number of operations needed to update this matrix is about 2 to the power I square. In an equivalent Bose calculation without neighbor tables, the amount of storage and the number of operations needed at each step of the random walk is proportional to n. If the potential is short range, the nearest neighbor tables can be used and the number of operations is proportional to the number of nearest neighbors. For such short-range system, it is possible to conduct simulation with several thousand particles.